Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to be looking at how you can set up CDN in the Azure workspace. CDN, Content Delivery Network. We'll see how we can work with that in Azure. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Yeah, I believe you can see my screen now. And I'm on Microsoft page where Microsoft's offering for CDN is information around it is available, and you can see what CDN does. It's fast, it's reliable, content delivery network with a global reach. I can see all the key features that it does. It provides, it's highly scalable, it's great when it comes to streaming media, it provides security, and so many advantages when it comes to user experience and performance. So that's basically what CDN does. If you want to look at more detailed information around CDN, you can go to the Microsoft Learn page, which contains more information around CDN. So what I'll be doing now is that in our previous lab for application insight, we had the web app, and this is the web app. We have the web app. This is the URL for the web app, and the web app is running over here. This is the web app. This is the URL, ayo100.azurewebsite.net. So instead of accessing the web app directly, we want to place it behind a content delivery network, and we want to use the Azure service for this. So what I will do is we're going to be using front door. So when you go to your let me just go to my home page, then you create a resource, search for CDN, and you locate front door and CDN profile. So we need to create a CDN profile before we can add our web app to be able to use this service. So I just want to use the classic CDN. So I'll go to explore other offering. Then I would go over to CDN standard form. So this is the older way of provisioning your CDN network. So click on continue. So now I would go to app insight. I want to use this resource group, and I'll give it a name. Let me give it Frank 100. So that this is the name of my profile, my CDN profile. And I'll leave it as global because I want this service to so when a user is requesting from America, from North America, so it should use the pop location that is closest to the user. And if another user is requesting from, let's say, Africa, it should use the pop location that is closest to that user. So that's why the region is global. So CDN profiles are global resources that work across Azure regions. So I think this is good. One thing I want to say is that in case you have an error that is saying that the CDN is not registered, the CDN resource, what you can do is you should go to your subscription. So when you open your subscription, navigate to resource providers, then search for CDN and ensure it's registered. It was previously unregistered, so I clicked on this and I was able to register it, and that's why I can now use this CDN. So if I should close this, you can see some are unregistered. So if I wanted to register any of them, I'll click on it and I will register it. Okay. So Let's go back to our CDN. Now we want to create our CDN profile. It's running some validations and the validation is passed. So I'm creating it now. This will take some time. As you can see, validation is ongoing. I mean, deployment is ongoing. And this will be done very soon. Yeah, so deployment is in progress. So many people have heard a lot about the importance of CDN, the importance of caching, but in terms of actual implementation, um, um, not many have explored it so well. So that's why this video is very important. So your deployment is complete. We can go to our resource. Yeah. So now our profile is ready. So now this is just a CDN profile, but we need to now add endpoints. So we need to tell this CDN profile if what we want to the kind of service we want to utilize the CDN. Is it a virtual machine? Is it a web app? Or any kind of service at all. So to do that, we come over here and we click on add endpoint. So we want to add an endpoint now. So we need to give it a name. So let me give this Frank 100. That's the name of our endpoint that we are going to be adding. Then now the origin type is interesting because this is where we let it know the kind of endpoints we are going to be adding. So you can see we have storage static websites, cloud service, web app, custom origin. So if it's a virtual machine that is hosting our application, then we'll go with custom origin. But in this case, we have a web app, a simple web app. So choose web app. So I selected web app from here. Then the origin host name, automatically it would populate all the web apps in this my Azure subscription. And this is the web app that I want to use because this is the URL Azure 100. And if you come over here, you can see it's the same URL Azure 100. So we want it to work over HTTP as well as HTTPS. And we are fine with general web delivery for this short demo. So I click on add. I want to add that endpoint and it's taking some time and it's gonna be done very soon. Yeah, so it's creating the endpoint now. It's creating the endpoints. So as I said, CDN is something that works in front of your application. So instead of our users accessing our application directly, we want to put it behind the CDN such that the CDN will be acting as another layer, and it helps when it comes to security, it helps when it comes to user experience, it helps when it comes to availability as well. So it's already running, it's already running. So this might take some time for you to fully propagate around all the global CDN locations. But I think this is good. So what I would do before I end this video, I want to demonstrate that this CDN, accessing the application via CDN is a lot better than accessing it um using the web app. And for this demonstration, I'll be using Postman. So I'll be sharing my Postman screen and we'll see how this works. So this is it right now. So I'll click on this endpoint so that we'll get the URL. So I'm opening the endpoint now. Hopefully the amount of time I've spent is enough for it to fully propagate. So you can see the endpoint host name, which is for the CDN. And you can see it's using Azure Edge. And it's using Edge because it's closer to the edge devices. It provides edge security, and edge devices are like the computers, the phones, and things um that are at the edge. So and it also, we can see the origin host name. The origin host name is the original host name for the web app. So I'll be going to my Postman now. Let me copy the original URL for our application first. So let me stop sharing and I will share my Postman. So I'm sharing Postman now. Yeah. So we have Postman here. So let me paste the URL for the web app. This is without CDN. So we are accessing the web app directly now without CDN. So take note of this time here. So this is the time that it takes for the server to provide a response. So take note of the time after I click on send. So that's what will tell you one of the advantages of CDN. And this is just from the availability point of view. So there are security implications to using CDN. Yeah, so you can see at first 963 milliseconds was what it took for the web app to get a response. So let me try it again. The time should be a lot shorter now. 185 now. So 186, 184, 182. So we can say it's 180 something on the average. On the average is 180 something for the web server to respond. So now let me go and copy the CDN URL. I'll copy the CDN URL, which we created, the endpoints URL, and I'll come over to Postman again. And now we are going to try to enter this. It will take some time at first because this is the first time. Then now let's try the second time. You can see 110. You can see this is a lot, about 40% faster than when we access the web app directly. 114, 108, which is very, very low, 115. So you can see accessing it via the CDN is a lot faster, a lot faster. And I used the classic CDN. If we had used the Azure front door, it would be a lot better. So you can see that this is all the values, all the response time they are all apart from the first one, apart from the first request, which is the first time, all other values are lower than accessing the web app without a CDN. So you can see how CDN helps our application to be a lot faster. And I am in a location that does not have a pop location at the moment. So if I were to be, assuming that I was in a place like Lagos, where Microsoft have a pop location, it will even be a lot faster than how it is now. Or if I were to be, assuming I was in Kenya or somewhere that there's a pop location, it will be a lot faster than this. So this clearly one of the advantages of using a CDN. There are a lot more advantages, but this is just one. So if you are building applications web app on Azure and you are not making use of CDN and you want to improve performance, this is something that you should consider. Yeah, so if you find this video helpful, don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day.